Welcome to Wizards Outlook, everyone. We got Raymond Lyons here, Cardo W. Jr., Wilson Tarver Jr. The Washington Wizards snapped their nine-game slide by holding off the Blazers 115 to 111. Ray, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on Washington snapping that nine-game losing streak before it reached 10?
It's a solid win, man. Uh, they lay with their defense for a good portion of the night. They were soundly out rebounded. I think on the broadcast they said this was the most rebounds an opponent has ever had against them. They out rebounded 69 to 46, but I mean they held the Blazers to 39% from the field. And Portland got 11 more shots than the Wizards. Um, they got up 23 free throws, but Washington turned them over 20 times, and they capitalized off those turnovers. They had 29 points off turnovers. That's huge, man, especially in a close game like this. Uh, in the third quarter, Blazers kind of were taking control of the game, but the Wizards, they were able to withstand that push, and they held on. Late in the game, they made some big plays on both ends as well. Keyshawn George hit a big three to give the Wizards lead back in the waning moments, and then they played defense and made the free throws, and that's what you got to do in a tough game like that. Donovan cleaning, he was he was literally throwing his weight around, man, and it was good to see Alex Sarr not shy away from the physicality and battle back and give it back to him on the other end. Sarr had 29 and 12. Cleaning had 14 and 20. That's a good battle, man. And that's if he's not physically up to the challenge like he was. I mean, I know Cleaning put up big numbers, but Sarge, he's there being deterrent, had a couple blocks, and just stood there and fought, made things as difficult as he could. And that goes a long way, man. When people see that your defensive anchor is not wilting away and backing away from the challenge. Shaden Sharp got loose. A couple other guys had big games, but overall as a team, the Wizards they responded and they were able to hold on to get the victory.
Cardo, you mentioned some of these characters that Ray mentioned in pregame, and you highlighted the importance of rebounding. So I want to get your thoughts on this after the things you had to say during pregame.
Yeah, the Wizards won this on the defensively. One of the few wins they won defensively. And what I mean by that is three of the Blazers' top three leading scorers, three of their top four leading scorers, Denny, Avdia, Drew Holiday, and Jeremy Grant. They held on significantly below their scoring average. Denny came in averaging 26, held them to 17. Drew Holiday, 5 points, 2 of 14 from the field. Excellent job defensively. Jeremy Grant, 6 points. It's tough to win like that. That goes to show you how Portland's trending in the right direction. Because if those guys just had their average night, this game isn't close. But that also shows you how well the Wizards played. Because defensively, they didn't allow those guys to have anything close to what their average night is. Now, Tumani did his thing. Shaden Sharp tried to, pick up the slack with 31 when he came in averaging 21. Clint again, same thing when he had a monster night. Ruber had some moments, but for the most part, the Wizards defense, they held up, man, which is a good sign. They got guys that had the most efficient night. Keyshawn had 19, 9 of 5, but he was 5 of 16. 4 of 10 from deep. I mean, that's a good percentage, but from the field, he's 5 of 16. Look, Sarr had 29 points, but he was 11 of 29. That's 37%. That's not good. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Trey Johnson, you could tell he's kind of hit his stride in the league. He understands how to get his shots, when to get his shots, and he's confident in making those shots. Well, he's always been confident, but now he knows. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You can be confident, but now he's starting to understand, and you starting to see these efficient 15 to 20 point games start to come with regularity, and that's him taking the next step. which shouldn't take long. Bud, he had 11 on 4 of 11, couple shots from being, 50%. So overall, the guys that put up big numbers didn't shoot efficiently. Defense held it down. And then also, part of the defense was forcing 20 turnovers from the Blazers, which they scored 29 points off those 20 turnovers, which was kind of the edge in the game. Um, Especially with the way Portland dominated them with points in the paint, 54-32. Second chance points, 31-14. But Washington killed them fast break points, 25-13. The bench points was kind of even, but Portland had the edge in that 28-25. But again, turnovers kill. Turnovers kill, man. Um, and it killed Portland. But teams don't turn the ball over unless you're playing defense. You're in the passing lanes, you're putting pressure on them. You trapping, you're making the right rotations, you're making the right reads, um, getting over screens. You hedging out like you should. It's a combination of things, man. So their defense won this game for them, and it's refreshing to see that because normally they'll play defense in spurts, and then their offense would just explode and they would win. This game was a defensive game, and it allowed them to overcome some shooting woes where they don't have to press because their defense was holding them down, man. So yeah, man, you gotta give credit where it's due, man. Them young boys, they came through the wings, man. The Bilal, all them, they was everywhere, man. And that's the key. You got to play both ends. You know what I mean? We've been saying this all season, literally. Offense is not really the problem. As long as they take care of the ball, offense is not the problem for the Wizards. They score enough to win games. It's been their defense and their consistency, if it shows up at all. And tonight it showed up in a big way.
Yeah, I was just taking it back from how consistent their defense was in terms of their pressure. Um, it's usually them at times that we've seen as of late don't take care of the ball well, a little sloppy with it, and instead it felt like from jump tonight, they set the tone on making Portland's the ball handlers on Portland just uncomfortable. It never felt like Danny was comfortable when he was on the ball, regardless of who was guarding him. They were in his pocket. Same thing with everybody that had the ball. On Portland, it felt like Shaden did get loose, but I mean somebody's going to. It's the NBA. It's what it is. But like you said, Cardo, to your point, if they don't pressure the ball like that, if they don't force those turnovers, they wouldn't be able to nullify the losing on the glass like that. This is a whole different game. If they weren't able to nullify that, and it happened because of the defense they played. Um, yeah, that bucket Trey got, I forgot it was the second and third quarter, the Euro into the floater. That was a nasty bucket. Cardo, you talk about him getting comfortable, and you can really see it. Like, okay, I know where my spots are on this level now, and it's been fun to watch. I thought I thought Watkins made the most of his minutes tonight. It's really impactful, especially pressuring the ball. But look, man, there's a reason we've been screaming about defense for like 3 years. It matters. I don't know what else to tell y'all. It matters. They don't win this game without it. They're not in this game without it. You take away the way they pressure the ball. Cardell, you talk about three of their four of their top guys below their averages. Might have been three of them guys at their averages plus shading going nuts. It's a totally different night. But they were relentless on the defensive end, and I like the fact that the defensive end didn't drop. The intensity on the end didn't drop just because they weren't efficient on offense, which we've seen at times where they're missing shots. Sometimes the defense, it's touch and go at times. But it was a good win.
To bring the point home, what they did, Jeremy averages 19. He was held to 6. Drew averages 15, I believe. He was held to 5. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, he averages 15. He was held to 5. Then he had averages 26. He was held to 17. Yeah, he was held to 17. So that's what I mean. Like significantly below their scoring average, and they won by 4. So without defense, this is a 20-point ass whooping, something like that.
Yeah, because you take away those stops, and Klinger might have more boards, or those second chance points are higher. You take away the defense because they were on the glass. Um, Player of the game for you guys.
Yeah, got to give it to Sar. He 29 to 12.
Hmm.
Ain't nothing to sneeze at. He done the most efficient night, but in 6 blocks, we didn't even bring that up. 6 block shots. He and pregame,
You mentioned it.
former hooper. You know when it's a certain matchup, I gotta send a message, though. Like that's why I was the second pick, and that's why you was drafted after me, dog. And he coming in at night. Wizards made a mistake. They should have drafted me before you, dog. So we got a clash, though, and that's what you saw. So I knew that was coming, man. And both of them showed up in their way. You know what I'm saying? It is
Hmm.
what it is. But so I got the bragging rights because he got the W.
Facts. They both had big nights, but yeah, the 6 blocks was crazy, and those are just the shots that were blocked. We're not counting the ones that were altered and or deterred. It was a problem on that end all night. So yeah, wholeheartedly agree. X factor.
Man, there's so many ways you can go. I'm gonna have to give it to Trey because when their offense was stagnant or they couldn't score, he came through. Like he I mean you can see it in college. He's one of the microwave type dudes, man. Like
Hmm.
just give him a jersey, give him some minutes, points will be scored. Simple as that.
Ray, you had anything to add on Trey Johnson being X factor?
Nah, I mean Cardell laid it out. Like when, especially in that third quarter, when the Blazers were kind of trying to seize control of the game. His timely scoring helped the Wizards stave off the run. He don't get those buckets, and I think the Avalanche we've seen it happen before. So that was crucial for them to get the win.
He had 9 points
Man,
or 4 6 in the third quarter.
man, some of those buckets were like you said, Ray. Those were to stop Portland runs. Give his own team a little bit of life right there. But nah, Carter, like you said, at times he's kind of been the easy button for them as he's been getting comfortable
Hmm.
offensively when they're going through their moments of, when people are settling for threes or whatever. He's a three-level scorer. He's finding ways to fill it up. So yeah, I'm right with you guys. It was a good win. I'm happy we did not get to another. I can't handle with so many 10-game losing streaks over a couple years. Um, I'm need y'all to limit these, please, for my health and my sanity. Like we see some 10s, 15s. I don't want to. It's a good night. We're not gonna keep going back. Talk about the negative, but please steer clear of that. Let's get past that. And the biggest thing to take away from the night is it is possible for y'all to play 4 quarters where the defensive intensity stays at a respectable level all night. It's possible. We've been waiting all year. It's actually possible. So please, can we replicate this going forward? You guys, anything else you guys wanted to add?
Nah.
That's it.
All right. Credit to Washington. They held up the Blazers tonight, 115 to 111 to snap a 9-game slide. We'll see you guys a couple more times this week on Wizards Outlook.